Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm going to be reviewing another Polytopia game today. Today I was playing Xin-xi here in the south, and my opponent was playing Bardur here in the west. So my first turn was pretty normal. I leveled up my city and took a workshop and moved my city towards these three farms, which are the best resources I can see. Bardur, they did the same thing, took a workshop, moved towards the White House in the corner, which I don't really know why they did that. I think moving here up towards these fruit would have been the better move. But I get another warrior and keep expanding and stuff. They find a ruin and they get writing. They get writing this turn, which is what I guess why they didn't go this way. But I get writing this turn as well before I capture that village. I train a writer here. I step onto this village and I see a ruin here, which is odd for the middle of the map because I thought there was been a village over there. I find another village. They step onto this village with their writers. They can see my borders here, so they know I'm here. I get construction. They get meeting stars. And they get mathematics with those meeting stars. What I would have done here is, instead of taking a workshop, I would have taken an explorer, which would have given them a bunch of vision of my area. They come over here, and they take a workshop there. Now I know that they have writing, which I wasn't exactly expecting. I get meeting stars, and I get 7 stars instead of 3 like they got. Step onto this village and get the White House. They upgrade here with forestry for stars and train more riders. I didn't step onto this village here because I thought they might have had enough units in there to kick me off of it. So I was preparing to capture next turn after I knew I had more units in the area. I also find this village here, which is going to be very important later, and you'll see why. Yeah, so they kill and take that village. And they get fishing, so they can level up the city, presumably. And this one. Step onto this ruin. I was hoping there was a ruin over here in the fog, but there wasn't, which is unfortunate and unlucky. So I'm doing writer things over here. Kill, and then I step onto that village. They're over here expanding up into this area. They had enough stars to upgrade here. I'm not sure why they didn't. They might have ran out of time, because they struggled a bit with time this game. But I don't know why they didn't upgrade. I get a veteran swordsman from this ruin, and I level up this city. And this one. I see that the city's here. They know I have the city here in the middle. They get an explorer here, finally. And they get a bunch of vision on my territory. They get a border growth here. And they ran out of time here, which is why this unit healed. But if they had had more time, they probably would have upgraded this city. So I get hunting to level up my capital and for just some other cities around my empire. They upgrade this city. And they take a workshop, and then they upgrade it again for stars. Now, they get a catapult here in the city. This catapult is really, really annoying. This city is, like, the worst placed city for this entire game. Like, it was awful. What I could have done to try to hit it is get climbing and hit it, but that didn't occur to me at the time, and climbing is 10 stars, which is half my income. So I'm continuing to expand up here. I get this lighthouse. I get the city, and I upgrade it. They use this catapult to unsiege, which is annoying, because they get climbing. I do this, and I think surely there's no way their catapult's not gonna get hit next turn. And I get fishing as well for this city. And this one. Yeah, turns out there was a way for them to not take any damage from their catapult, and it was by doing that. I hit this defender here, even though it's bad value, because I wanted this lighthouse this turn. Because the lighthouse, I think, allows me to get a giant. I hit things. They got defenders, and this really killed my entire game plan, because I didn't want them to get defenders. But they level up their capital this turn, and they get a giant, which I've already got 2, so it's fine for me. This catapult becomes a veteran. This entire game, I was thinking, how can I upgrade this city? Because the city's the worst, and you need 2 separate techs to upgrade it. Or you just need construction and need to put a windmill here. So I figured that out. I don't know why I hadn't figured that out sooner. It just didn't occur to me. I used my gate of power and population to get a giant here. Because at this point, I've decided with these defenders, my best way to win is to gain control of this lake and take this city. So that I can attack from this side, and then their defense would crumble. So that's what I'm trying to do here. They move this catapult back and train another catapult, which is double annoying. I move my giant here into the port to turn it into a juggernaut, hoping to hit these catapults eventually. I put this giant on the water as well. I get roads. I believe I built a road here to connect this port to all the other ports once I get them up and running. They step onto this mountain. Something pretty funny happens up north that I'm not sure why it happened. See, there comes all the port connections. I built this, and then I built this port so I could connect to all these other ports, and this city got huge population. These cities all got huge population. This rider, I'm still healing. I'm gonna try to use it for a siege once they forget it exists. My juggernaut here is low health, and both of their catapults are low health, which is exactly what I intended. So I saw them doing this play, and I'm like, oh no, they're gonna get a giant in that city, aren't they? And that's exactly what happened. Which, now they've got 3 giants on my doorstep. And so I get climbing for this ruin. I see that they've got 2 riders here. I'm a little confused why they didn't move onto this ruin this turn and support it with another rider. It was probably because they saw I had a veteran swordsman. So I step onto the ruin. I didn't actually see them hit this rider, so I didn't know they were there. I'm continuing to expand my navy. And they put 2 juggernauts on the water, which is hard to deal with. They put 3 juggernauts on the water. And so they killed my rider, which was on this ruin. So I hit it and then killed it with my rider, with my veteran swordsman. And now there's no way to stop me from getting this ruin. So I see that the city here is undefended, and I get sailing. No, I move my scout into this city. And I think, oh, sweet, there's no way they can unsiege here. And then I move my juggernaut here. I don't think they have vision on my juggernaut still. No, they don't know my juggernaut exists at this point. And I'm moving my giants back, desperately trying to defend this. I'm trying to deal as much damage to these juggernauts because they're stiff as I can. They move their giant into the city. I'm thinking, oh crap, I'm gonna lose this city. They unsieged this city using roads, which is a really good play that I didn't see. They retreated this 23 health giant back to land so they could heal it up, and they moved this one forwards on the attack. So I come here, get this lighthouse for the Eye of God, and then I use... And then this is what I do next. This play here with this city. I figured out what I was going to do, and it's a giant push, which is bonkers that I could even giant push there. What I believe happened here with them resigning is they saw this juggernaut and went, oh crap, and then resigned, because they don't really have a good way to defend these cities, especially with this here, knocking down any catapults they get. And they know I am on the water with scouts, so this city's going to be taken after a while, and I've got 2 veteran swordsmen. So I'm going to launch an attack here, and they're already focusing all their attention on defending forwards, and I'm hitting them right in their flank, and they can't defend from that. This is another game that I wanted to show you that was played on a small lakes map. I was playing Parvaize here in the east, in the west, and they were playing Xin-xi here in the east. So I leveled up my capital on the first turn, and they moved onto this mountain and got organization. I was trying to score count, and I was really confused because their score went up by 125, which I was trying to figure out what they were, because they weren't a turn 0 tribe, and I was thinking maybe they were Xin-xi, but maybe they were also Illyrian. I couldn't figure out what they were doing with the score counting, but now as I watched the replay, I saw that they bought a tech on the first turn, which gives them 100 more score, which explains how that happened. They move here to get this White House so they can level up their capital. I get writing. I think you'll see me get writing pre-cap a lot before capturing my second city, because I like having writers. They are a very useful unit. I capture and have enough stars to level up. I didn't buy a rider this time. I get an explorer and get meeting stars from them. And I see that they haven't expanded all that much. And I get this lighthouse. They uncover this village and they get mining, which is a good Xin-xi move considering the fact that they usually have very good mining spots. Leveled up the city for a workshop. They ran into this very unfortunate dead end here. I get fishing from a ruin, which doesn't end up being as helpful this game as it was last game, but I step onto this ruin. I get construction pre-cap, because construction is always nice to have. They level up for a workshop. I get organization. from this ruin. I don't think I bought the tech. Instead of stepping onto the village, I tried to come here to get this White House so I could level up my capital faster. They get meeting stars, and they buy smithery, which I was surprised to see this early in the game, but I guess I shouldn't have been. I still don't know they have smithery right now. So, I level up, take stars. Level up, take stars. Train some units. Now I see that they have smithery, which I was honestly a little bit scared because riders without a defense bonus get one shot by swordsmen. I level up, take population, and get my first giant. I level up this city for a workshop. They hit and don't kill, barely, which is I'm very glad for. They see that I have this giant, and so they decide it's time to get a giant of their own next turn. I get climbing, because I'm fighting Xin-xi, that's basically a requirement. I'm still expanding down here with a veteran swordsman that I got from a ruin. I get border growth here because of all these farms that I can have. They get their giant now. I level up, get stars. I level up, get stars. And then I level up and take border growth. And I'm trying to defend against this onslaught of swordsmen on the city, and they do end up sieging. Then they take population here, and they pop a giant, which means I can't siege this turn. At this point, I'm like, oh no, they have 2 giants, so I gotta get a 3rd giant. So I do. A 2nd giant, sorry. I hit their giant and then hit it again. Because here's a tip. If you have a giant and you're facing another giant, unless you're significantly lower health than it, always hit the giant. Because you deal more damage than they can retaliate. But if they're on a defended tile, like a mountain or a forest, and if they have archery, then don't hit them, because it will deal just as much damage to you as you do to them, unless they are significantly lower health. I get this White House. I kill. I find this village down here, and I siege the city, denying them vital income this turn. I get population and pop another giant here. Then I finally level up my capital, take population, and I'm gonna get a mine next turn for another giant. They get fishing, try to get out onto the water. I retreat this giant to help defend against this city and to heal it up, get it out of the line of fire. They capture and level up this city with fishing, or not capture, they just level it up. They pop another giant here, which was kind of crazy. I come here, I pop a giant here to defend against this giant. Then I move my Juggernaut here and kill this swordsman. I think once they saw that I had a Juggernaut here, they resigned, because this Juggernaut's gonna move into here next turn, and I'm gonna be taking these 2 giants to their capital. There's not much you can do to defend against that. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Don't forget, if you liked this video, please subscribe and like and leave a comment. It will help me out as I continue to grow this YouTube channel. So thank you everybody, and goodbye. I'll see you in the next video.